Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh. It's Thursday already. I don't know how that happens, but it's Thursday. So I'm so glad to see you guys. I'm looking a little casual today. It was my work from home day, so I'm allowed to be casual, right? And I just kind of stayed in that mode. So I am so happy to have you here tonight. For those of you who might be new, I am Lisa Harden. I'm coming to you live from the Stamping Zoo in beautiful Boise, Idaho. It has been very beautiful in Boise, Idaho, actually, for the last couple of days. High 40s. Today, no rain. I don't know. Yesterday, I don't think it rained either. So we'll take it. More rain in our future, though. It is the winter, so we need some of that. Please, when you are coming on, say hello like the ladies are doing right now. Darcy, Roz, Kathy, Jean, hello. And also, please feel free to let me know about the audio. I might know the setup now. Hello, Carla. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my desk so that you can see what we're working with tonight. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. It is the playing in the rain, rain or shine suite of products. Let me see here. Now that we can look at the catalog and show the catalog. Oh, I'm so glad. You know what? It's still like it didn't take me an hour today. It took me about 10 minutes. So pretty soon it'll take me 5. And actually, I was a few minutes late because at 6:57 I decided I really wanted a tea. I was like, you know what sounds good? A green ginger pineapple tea, and it is good. So anyway, we're going to be here a while, so I needed some help. Actually sounds great, question mark. Is that good? Are you surprised, Lori? Come on. Me? Are you surprised? You'd have to hold your ears. I have my earbuds in. I'll have to take them out pretty soon because I can hear myself, but that's okay. I always think I kind of forget they're in there and then it trips me up when I say something. So, anyway, it's all right. Maybe I'm getting used to it. So, hello, Donna. Very nice to see you popping on. I hope you're doing well tonight. So, I am an independent Stampin' demonstrator in Boise, as I mentioned. One thing that means is that I'm going to be selling, or I sell, all of the products we'll be using tonight and, a couple thousand more. Okay. First things you need to know is if you don't have this mini catalog or it's accompanying celebration flyer, wherever that ran off to, I'm happy to send them to you. Again, you must live in the United States. That's a Stampin' Up! Policy. But if you're not working with another demonstrator and you'd like me to send you catalogs, please just private message me. Don't put them in the comments here because I might miss them. I'm so excited for this set too. It's everything you think it is and more, right? So also please remember that we have a stamping and paper crafting products for every interest, every color combination, anything. So if you have, oh, sorry, Lori, I'll remove your comment. So if you guys have any questions as we go along, this is called Stamp and Chat because that's what we do. We stamp and we chat. Okay, I do have 2 cards prepared for us to make tonight. And one, we're going to case the catalog because it's so cool. And then the other one, I kind of made up myself. But it's easy when you have a group of coordinating products, which is what a suite of products is. Really, everything coordinates in the catalog, doesn't it? Stampin' Up! Is famous and very strong at coordination. So you will notice as you look through our catalogs, we have a grouping of 50 colors and all of the products reflect those colors, okay? So you can find coordinating colors in our embellishments, in our ribbons, in our papers, all of that. And you will see tonight how even some of the dies coordinate with the designer series paper and things like that. So this is where this shows up in the mini catalog, page 50. Look at all those cute ideas. I'll tell you right now, we are going to make this card with probably a few little a few of my own touches, but that's the fun of it, right? Hello, Della, and thank you for sharing. And Della reminds me to kindly ask you, if you are enjoying this video, would you please kindly share it to your social media site? That helps the Stamping Zoo with an employee of 1 and 2 dogs so much, right? Because that's how we find other paper crafters to join us and come and chat with us and make products. Maybe some of you would even like to purchase these products that I'll be using tonight. Some of you are my lovely customers. You're all supportive to me, and I thank you so much. So whether you're watching this live or on replay, I thank you. And I love to see your comments. You know, it makes me happy. I go live once, sometimes twice a week. And this is my jobby. Okay. So I have a day job and then I have this, and this fills my heart. And a lot of that is because of the stamping community, people like you just saying hi to me, chatting. Sometimes you send me a private message. Sometimes you send me cards. And I just take all that in. Okay. I do. I carry it with me in a good way. So just a little sentiment from me to you there as we go along. Just know that this is very personal to me, and you're all very inspirational to me too. So I hope I can bring a little back to you for in that way on Thursday nights. So here are the products, and again, I will point out, since this is a suite of products, if you like everything in the suite like I did, if you want one of everything in the suite, you simply have to choose suite collection and then the item number. And it tells you to get one of everything in this suite. It costs $85.25 US. It is definitely bright, funny, and spring-like. I really think that the images, they're thick lined, and when I was coloring them, it took me back to just having a coloring book when I was little. So maybe not so little. My aunt and I colored until we were in high school. She will love that I'm telling that story. She wouldn't let me tell her friends then, but I think she's probably fine now. She's older than me, so. But anyway, yeah, during Christmas, we would get posters and color them. Okay, so this is it's reminiscent of that. You will love to color these images. But when you run short on time, don't worry, because the designer series paper does all the work for you. So yes, it's definitely yes, Jean, lots of your stamping sisters, and she loves the turtle. I know. My favorites change. When I stamp one and color it, then that's my favorite. Okay, so as I told you, I have these products for you live. We will take a look, and then we're going to get stamping, and I'm going to tell you other things that are going on in the the Stamping Zoo and the Stampin' Up world. Okay, hello, Alicia. Alicia, this reminded me of Alicia when I saw it at Onstage, and Alicia loved it too. So Alicia is a longtime friend and customer, and so of course I get to know her style. And I know the pig. And you go, where's the pig? Well, the pig's in the paper. Just hold on. We will go through this. So let's see. First of all, let me show you these. Really cool. They are the loose daisy embellishments. Again, they will mix and match with other Stampin' Up! Products. And they're so fun. They're almost like, I think they're like a silicone or clay or something. I don't know. They're not a hard plastic. And as you can see, there's 2 designs in there. So even though they're tiny, they did not skimp on the details. See that? They're so fun. And there's a ton in here. And they really make you think of a shaker card. And so we are going to case that shaker card. There's 300 in there. That's a lot. Okay. This also has a really cool embossing folder. It's not a 3D embossing folder. I was shocked. So just keep that in mind when you're making your sandwich for it. And we will talk about what kind of sandwich I'm talking about. Just little raindrops. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. Okay, and my first card that we're doing tonight, I did use the embossing folder. Then, of course, we have what? 8 images and 2 sentiments. Rainy days are better with you, and oh, happy day. I love that so much. And yes, this turtle. Isn't he so sweet? Ooh, Kathy Strang's going to play with this weekend, hopefully. Yes. Okay, And then we have the paper. Look at the cute paper. It's so adorable. It is set up to be scenes. Okay, so it's 12 by 12 designer series paper. And several of them, this is just like a little 2 by 2 snapshot of all of the papers. But we have papers in here that would really lend themselves well to some beautiful scrapbooking. Okay, so here's a 12 by 12 image. I can't get the whole thing in there, but it's gorgeous. And as you'll see, there's something going on here. This is a specialty paper, and it's like it has clear and white embossed images on one side of the papers. So this, you will see, you can tell there's the shine. See that right there? And then the cool thing about it, of course, is this comes with a set of 15 dies, not to be outdone by the stamp set, right? And so you can take this particular sheet and you can cut out the images, which is perfect, right? Yes, Elizabeth, I know. Leslie's already made 10 cards with this set, plus a few crates. What? Just colored, and a few fussy cut, exactly. So then you can get this fox. We're going to use this fox. Look at that. So all these images, the turtle too, cuts this, or this one cuts out. And then just there's a kite. There's clouds. You can also cut out of designer series paper. There's some little sprigs of grass, a little tree stump, which is adorable, and a bridge. So you can make even more scenes. And there's tons of paper. This is the kite. Okay. So there's tons of paper where you can make any combination of kites. And think about how many sets that we have, or sets that you have in your stash, that have little characters that could be flying a kite. Yeah. Oh, Nick loves it. Nick, can I sign you up for a couple? Would you like a couple of these suites of products? I know a lady. She can help you. Nick, do you have your catalogs? If you don't, happy to send some to you, or I can just bring them over. Nick is our friendly stalker, everyone. He is Katie, my bestie's husband. You guys know that by now, I think. I haven't gotten him to a stamping class yet. Nick, what's wrong with you? I think you would come. I mean, I think you should come. I think you would like it. Lots of ladies around, you could help out, and it would be very good. Okay, so anyway, here's our beautiful die set. Again, look at all those 15 dies. These are for the kite, or I think you could put a bow tie on at least the turtle. So a little puddle of water. Definitely a value, I think. You get a lot, you get so many dies, and the stamp set is like perfect. Who wouldn't like a card like that? Okay, so let's see here. We're going to start on card, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit of Stamping Zoo news, right? So let's set this aside. I'm going to put this aside so I don't get glue all over it. And I am going to trade it out for some grid paper. How about that? Let's see here. Okay, perfect. So how's everyone doing tonight? And are you getting ready for what this weekend? What's going on this weekend? I am doing a lot of designing, cutting, slicing, dicing, all that fun stuff. I have a class next weekend for 9 lovely friends. So this is the card we're going to make tonight. This is the one that I was just kind of doodling around with. I had an idea about the negative die cut, and then I just went with it. And then there's some designer series paper in the background. You can see that it pulls off the raindrop effect very well. Then I've used the embossing folder. So this has a lot of things going on. And then I even put the umbrella inside. No naked insides, right? So, okay. And then a few little sparklies at the end. All right, so I have done some of the work, but you will do some of the work with me. Hello, Nancy. Oh, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you and Kayla are doing well. And oh goodness, KZ, I did not realize that Lisa Marie Presley has passed away. Oh my. Well, we'll have to read more about that after the live. So here I have cut from our stitched rectangles. I've just cut one for the inside, right? So you don't have to waste time watching me do that. This is for us to stamp on. Now I took for the front of the card, I took a 4¼ by 5½ inch sheet of the designer series paper we were talking about. The back of it, what does the back of this one look like? Oh, that's neat, like a watercolored splattered kind of thing. And so Kathy says she's actually looking forward to being home most of the weekend. She should probably take down her Christmas decorations and tree. Well, I guess so. I know you like to run. You ran a lot during the holidays, didn't you, Kathy? So I'm glad you and Gracie are going to have a weekend at home to craft and everything. Hello, Laura. Yes. Okay, so we're going to go across this paper, right? And I cut these pieces longer than my card because when I'm going across the paper vertically or horizontally, I like to do that because I hate it if it's even like a scintilla off. It reminds me of high water pants. Like I don't want my papers to be too short. So we will put these down knowing that they're going to be too long on either side, and we'll trim it at the end. Just a little pro tip for you there. Okay, so why don't we start by die cutting the clouds? As you can see there, I die cut 3 clouds, but I used 6. What did I do with the dies? Oh, okay, they're right on top. Oh, okay, sorry, I was reading. This is what happens, right? Okay, so this is the die of 3 clouds. And I'm going to set it over. You can see again, like I don't want to put it too far over there, but I'm going to do one kind of like right here. I don't need to tape it down. I don't want it in the full center or anything because again, we're going to put some of the positive die cuts around it. Okay, just going over here to the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine I've got sitting off to the side. This is the full size that I'm using tonight because I have some strips of paper that are larger. Otherwise, I think all of these images will fit in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And by and large, most of our images do. And if you don't know what I'm talking about by the mini, I'll tell you in just a minute. So just hang tight and we'll take a look at the mini. Okay, so this might normally be the piece of paper that we would throw away, but we're not doing that. We can't do that. We are going to use that really cute embossing folder, right? And so it gets put in here, and where the Stampin' Up! Logo is on the front, that is the part where the image is going to be popped up. Thank you for sharing, Alicia. Oh gosh, I forgot to tell you guys last time. I wasn't even trying to be sneaky or anything. But if you share this live, you will go into a drawing next week to receive a prize from me simply for sharing. So you must share to your social website, right? And then, of course, you have to come back here and post that you shared. And I grab all those names up. So, for instance, from last week's Thursday live, I will grab up all the names, and actually I'm going to do the drawing shortly after. I'll stop this recording and then we'll do the live, okay, for the prize. So if you can, stick around. I know Eastern Coast, it's a little late, but all right. So anyway, this goes in the sandwich, okay? And then that just gets run through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because that's what it is, right? Put the fold in to the machine first so you don't crack your embossing folder, and run it through. Oh, plates were a little off there. It's driving me crazy. And then look at this. We suddenly made this little castaway piece the feature, right? And then here are the raindrops. They're super fun. And so it's on the back side. The only bad thing is you have to cut the paper. But you know what? There's more. We can get more. I know where to find more, right? Over at thestampingzoo.com. In fact, let's take a moment right now. This was not planned, but I think I can be fairly smooth with it here. I'm always referring to my site, am I not? TheStampingZoo.com. I would like to show you my site really quickly because, in particular, there's one sheet over there, one page that you probably would be interested in seeing. So let's see here. Share my screen, window, Chrome tab, stamp it up. There we go. Okay, so here's thestampingzoo.com. Wow, so official. It is just a little meeting place, and it's where you can find out about all of my events, where you can shop, where you can sign up to be a member of my team. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. It doesn't take long to talk about, but it's a fantastic deal. So, first things first, I do want you to know if you are ordering with me and you are placing an order under $150, if you will use this host code that's at the top of the page, again, that helps me bring things to you like free product, like more product at your classes and things like that. So, if you'll just take a minute to always come over here or consult your current emails, you will find the host code at the top, and then you just apply the code to your order. Okay, I so appreciate that. And again, I just turn any benefits I get from that right around back to you guys. Free product for the drawings and all that. Now you will see I do post blogs. I post blogs, or I post worksheets for tutorials, okay, and things like that. That is mostly driven by my Pinterest posts. So if you see a post over here, you can probably guarantee that there's a Pinterest post for it. Okay, so if you like to use Pinterest as an easy way to share or as an easy way to gather up your ideas, please know that my ideas are over on Pinterest as well. Okay, you can hit the Shop Now tab to shop now. Events, you can see the events there. Join the Zoo Crew. That's what I'd like to point you to right now. So if you go over here, I have made a little page that tells you, oh, there I am getting sauced. First thing is this pop-up box that just came up is how you sign up for emails. Okay, just need your email and your name, obviously. And then from then on, you'll really know what's going on with the zoo. I do not blog every day. My email really serves as my blog. So I don't email you every day, but I email often about all the Stampin' Up! News. Any of my classes will have links for that. So if you like what you see, please think about taking a live or online class for me. And so anyway, here I am getting sauced. And I tell you a little bit about myself here. And then I tell you about the starter kit. The starter kit, we have a base starter kit, and then sometimes we have specials. And right now, like, sit yourself down because we're having a big special. Essentially, the special is right now that you can purchase $175 of product for $99. Sound good? And then you can add on, this is optional, but you can add on the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in either white or boho blue, as you see here on the screen. And then your total would be $129. So you can basically purchase that die cut machine for less than half. And this one right here, I think everyone will choose it, right? It's one of the new in colors, so boho blue. And then again, if you want to join the Zoo Crew, you just come down here, okay? Click this. Nothing will happen to you. Nothing implodes. This is basically where you place your order, your starter kit order, okay? And then you can choose anything. I don't know, it might have trouble. Okay, there we go. I was going to say it's running slow because I'm running a lot of applications. So then you just join the team and you start here with your email. Of course, they will ask you those kind of questions. And then you place your starter kit order and just have fun with it. It's fun. And the starter kit is just the beginning of fun because once you join my team, we have all sorts of team events just for my team. Okay. So please know that's an option. If you've been on my team before and then you are inactive and just went back to being a customer, you can get the starter kit again. You can. I think there's a waiting period of 90 days, but some of you that have been on my team, you've definitely not been an active team member for 90 days. And so then that's just so easy. It's easy. If anybody has any questions, I mean, it sounds too easy, right? Like, I'm sure we want something from you. No, you get the starter kit for either $99 or $129. You get over 100 and probably $20 of free product and free shipping. And then you get to try all of your beautiful things in the starter kit before you go on. Should you want to go on, all of your orders will be at least 20% off, and it goes up to 25%. So if you're going to purchase a lot of these beautiful things anyway, we're looking at this suite tonight, right? New in colors will be coming in, all of that stuff. If you want to purchase that stuff and purchase it early and purchase it at a discount and have a fun inspirational group to craft along with, I really would like to chat with you about it, or where the link is now. So, I mean, if you know what you need to know about me and Stampin' Up, you can just go sign up. That deal is good through February. So you get a discount during January and February, and then you get a discount on, what do I want to say? You can earn celebration rewards at the same time. You cannot add celebration rewards to your starter kit. It doesn't matter, because you're going to you earn so much freebie stuff. Then you can turn right around and place another order, and then you will earn celebration rewards and get at least 20% off. Okay. So again, if you have any questions for me, you can call me, not right this minute, but 208-830-6328. I thought for a minute I gave you my work number. That would not be good. No, that's my home number. So if I'm free, I'll definitely call or text you, and we can discuss it. But there's really not that much to discuss. Stampin' Up makes it really easy, and there's not a big long obligation about it. Okay, but should you join up in January or February, you will have until June to just try it out. Okay. All right. So let's get back to our card now, and we are going to stamp. Why not? Let's stamp our little rabbit. Okay. And I blocked some of these up earlier, and I am just going to use the Memento. I like the striking black image of him. I use lots of different colors for this, because you can use any of our classic Stampin' pads to color with blends. Okay. So it doesn't have to be black, but tonight I was just feeling it. Hello, Susan. You're never late. It's always recorded. Okay. All right, let's see here. And then where's my little sentiment? I don't think I have that blocked up. Rainy days are better with you. No, I do. Sorry. And this one I did stamp in Flirty Flamingo, and I still like that. So again, just coordinating with the colors that are already in the paper. This is Flirty Flamingo and Mango Melody. And so we're just going with that. We don't have Mango Melody blends anymore. It kind of bummed me out, but that's okay. I can make a very cute jacket in Flirty Flamingo. And actually, given the choice, I'd probably choose Flirty Flamingo anyway. So there you go. Okay, like I said, these particular stamps, very thick images, easy to stamp and easy to color. It's a great starter set. All right, let's bring in some color. So I am going to be working tonight with our Stampin' Blends, as I mentioned. These are sold, again, in all of the stamp. Well, no. They are sold in colors that coordinate. We don't have a set for every single color. I think it's a chemical formulation thing, but we have them for a lot. I have a huge selection. So anyway, these are the Flirty Flamingo. They are sold as a pair, $9 US. Okay. And this particular one, again, is Flirty Flamingo. There we go. And so anyway, let's just do a little coloring. And I'll just show you, this is, again, this is very easy technique with the blends, but we are going to do a little bit of blending. So if you're new to all this, the coloring, and I really think this is, as I'm working with it a little bit more, I think this is a great starter set. So I'm going to start with the light. In general, I start with the light. I feel like I'm kind of heavy-handed my first go around with the color. And so sometimes I get stuff way too dark. So I just start with the light. And you will have all sorts of different ways that you all color with the blends. And that's the fun thing about it. They're easy to start using. Oh, Corinne needs more blends. Yes, you do. From one stamper to another, I highly recommend that. Okay, and then I'm going to take the dark, and now I'm going to try and make it look almost like rounded, right? So there would be a little shadow around the edge, the edges, and there might be a little shadow down in there. And then I'm going to bring the light back in, and you don't have to do this. It will blend a little bit on its own. But if you really want to blur those lines, see where I'm coloring right there, where the light and the dark meet, and you literally are blending the colors. Now, one thing you need to remember when you're using the blends is you need to color on some grid paper, some scratch paper. Don't color on your finished image because they do bleed through a bit. That's because they're blending. That's what they do. Okay, that's the only thing you really need to remember there. And then, like I said, and I'm actually going to come through and give it another layer of the light. And I think the colors are buildable, so you get more than just a couple of shades. So if you come back in, you can even make 2 or 3 different shades with the same marker. Okay, that's the blends. Oh, let's see. I should give him or her a touch in the ears, okay? And this particular bunny is going to have a pink nose. Easy. Yes, you can do this. All right, now I want a little bit of gray because I want this rabbit to be gray. I don't want it, or I want him to be white. I don't want to introduce a third color into this scheme. I just want to keep it really tight with the mango and the flamingo. So I'm going to take my light smoky slate and I'm going to color a little bit on the body of the rabbit. And you will see that is not necessarily suggesting that the rabbit's gray, but when you see an image like this and it's completely white and then there's other white on the card, it just kind of fades away. This is kind of like, I don't know, it's just a little enhancement that reads as white. Okay, so just know that you're not making a gray rabbit. Of course you can if you want to. And you will see on the paper that the rabbits are in all different colors. Okay, and I'm just kind of coming along here. And I'm really not doing big, heavy strokes with the marker. I'm just kind of, again, just giving him a little gray here and there. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do. Not even blending it, none of that. Okay, and let's see here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut this off to the side. There's a little die cutting trick I'm going to show you with the sentiment. But for right now, we're going to cut out this dancing rabbit. I've got some Post-it tape over here that I'm going to hold this on with while I run it through the die cutter because it has lots of little, this is a detailed die, right? Like even cuts out his little hair right there. And so I want to make sure, H-A-I-R, not H-A-R-E, right? Okay, this does cut out the puddle. So, it cuts the puddle away from the die. So just know that you're not cutting out the puddle with the rabbit every time. You're simply cutting out the rabbit. Okay, come on, little, something's missing. Oh, yes, my shim. That was going through there way too easy. Okay. The cracking of the plates is normal, and that's good. Don't be alarmed if you're die cutting and you hear that. It's totally fine. And then here is our little rabbit. Is it not adorable? I'm telling you, you need this rabbit in your life. Okay, and then I am going to bring in the little rectangles. Not the little rectangles, there's a whole huge group of them. These you can find and order from the annual catalog. Again, if you're online, just type in stitched rectangles or rectangles, right? Okay, so we have dies that are wide enough, but they're too long for my card. So again, this is easy to fix, okay? Let's see here. I am going to cut this part. I'm going to bring the mini in so I can show you how we make these rectangles be any size we want to be. And you can do this with lots of the shapes, okay? Any squares, I don't know. Lots of the shapes you can manipulate this way, okay? So I'm going to show you a trick that can be used with lots of the dies. I need some little plates, though. And actually, let's spoil myself tonight and open a new set of plates. So these cutting plates are considered consumable, right? You use them a lot, and then they get kind of bowed and scratched up. And I mean, you can use them a lot, but I'm at that point. So now you just have to order the replacement plates, and then everybody loves a clean new plate. Only lasts one time. After one time, then it has cut marks on it, but that's okay. All right. I use the number 3 plate instead of the number 1 plate because it just moves through this much smoother. So you will see that number 3 plate is not officially for die cutting. All right. But that's just a little tip that you learn by hanging out with me. The number 1 plate is really kind of resistant to move through the die cutting machine. At least it was when I bought the original one. So here's what we're going to do. We're not going to worry about this side right now. We're going to worry about the border on the right side and getting this straight. There is that. And then I'm going to lay the top plate on. Okay. And then we're going to roll this through, but not all the way. You can see there. Okay. And then I'm going to roll it through until, see, so, and then I rolled it back to me. Okay. Yeah, Teresa uses the gray plate as well. Once you get the gray plate and then you've been messing around with the other plate, it's like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. Okay, see what I've done here? I've created a partial die cut. And you can do this for a lot of different techniques. Now I'm going to take some more of this Post-it labeling and cover-up tape, which is like, I think, the perfect stickiness, the perfect tackiness for holding down our dies but not ripping our paper. And you can actually, because of the stitching on this, you can kind of feel where this die was sitting initially. And so now I'm not worried about this end. I'm looking at this end. Does that make sense? Does anybody type in the comments like, I don't understand that? And I will show you again because it's just kind of interesting. Okay, now I'm going to place it that way. And we're not going to run it fully through again. Okay, looks like I'm kind of off. Let me just take a second with this. Now that I have it laying down here, let me do it this way. Because I was moving it around, right? Okay, there. Oh, but it's too far. Okay, how about there? I think that feels good. All right, I think we're there. There's not a perfect science to this, especially on the little ones. Okay, and then I'm putting in the side that's not cut into the machine first. I'm going in just a little bit, and then I'm going to bring it back. Alicia, it's such a great trick. Every time I show up, somebody goes, oh my gosh, I must do that. And now look at this. We have the rectangle, the exact length that we need. It looks like it came with this die set, right? But you can make all sorts of different shapes with your dies by using them partially like that. So please keep that in your bag of tricks, okay? All right. Let me put these away. I got these new, I got a Stampin' Storage order, not Stampin' Up, Stampin' Storage. They are in Minnesota, I believe. They are next to Stampin' Up, like my favorite. It's quite expensive. I'll just give you that heads up. However, the things I have bought, everything I still have. The only thing is I'm getting ready to get rid of one of my die crates because I just graduated to a larger die crate. So actually, I'll probably be showing my customers that when they come over for a catalog launch this coming Saturday. So not this week, but the following week, I'm having 9 customers here, and we are going to have so much fun with all of the new products. We're going to be working with the Country Floral Suite, Country Floral Lane Suite, I think. My goodness, I'm so excited. I need a sip of tea here. It's still hot. It's sitting in the cold window. I have the window open. I know, weird. Weird, Lisa. I told you it was warm here, didn't I? Okay, let's get back to our paper now. Our card, sorry. I think we're about ready to assemble it. We have a tiny bit of stamping left to do. We're going to stamp and color the umbrella, but we can do that in a minute. Now, here's another little trick. I'm full of tricks. Tricks are for kids, right? Full of tricks today. So I want this card. First of all, I need to make sure that it's opening. This is a balmy blue card base, okay? This is the Stamparatus. We are not going to stamp. We're just using the corner of this Stamparatus. And what we're using it for is to make sure that our paper is on here easily, okay? So normally, I'd have a little bit of a margin between the DSP, Designer Series paper, and the card base. But tonight, no, I don't want a margin. It's hard to do when you're holding it up in the air. But if you put it down, push it right down into the corner of the Stamparatus, like you see here, and then you just follow with the Designer Series paper and push that right down into the corner. There's nowhere it can be but right, okay? So then you have no overlapping edges. Your paper's just on there straight. And so that's not even the Stamparatus's main function, and it's fantastic. Okay, now we have this. Look at this. This is one of the specialty sides. Is it not so cool? Really looks like it's wet. It's wet. Not really. Okay, and then I'm going to take the raindrop paper, and again, I'm not running my glue to the full end of the paper because it's going to overhang a little bit. I want to see a little bit of those raindrops from the top, and so I won't put it clear up at the top. Okay, and then that is there, and then this needs to be up on dimensionals because it even gives it just a little more. You can actually see a little bit of what I want to say, like shadowing. Okay. I know, Jan, it's like c'est magnifique. Yes, it is fantastic. It's a great trick. Now, again, I'm not taking my dimensionals clear up to the end either because we're going to be trimming it. And really, it doesn't need to be. The Stampin' Dimensionals are quite strong. So I'm sure I overuse dimensionals, but sometimes my samples sit stacked or they sit kind of swished, waiting for whatever event I'm doing. And I don't want the middles to get all squished. So no squishy middle around here. Oh, wait. Yeah, no squishy middle. on cards anyway. I am full of all kinds of tricks tonight. You know what? That's me, Tricky Lisa. All right, so after the dimensionals are on here, again, you just bring this over and I cut this paper. Let me give you the measurements of this. You know, I don't like to do a bunch of measurements, but this is not a bunch of measurements. I cut this paper at 2.5, okay, by 4.5 probably. And then I cut this paper at 2 3/4. So this is 1/4 of an inch slimmer. Okay, so you have a little bit of play. And so I'm just really trying to look at the sides of the card. And then once I see that's where I want it, then I will squish down the dimensionals. Okay, and then let's bring in this cute little rabbit. He is also, I feel like he's a boy, I don't know, but he is also going to get some dimensionals, and he's not going to get dimensionals on his ear because he's going to be held up by the balmy blue layer that I have already put in there. So you don't want to put a dimensional on top of a dimensional. It won't lay flat. It'll look like a speed bump. Okay. And Leslie points out a very good point. The placing the DSP trick can also be done with our trimmer and the score tool. Anything that has that like raised edge. So thank you very much for that. We have all sorts of great tools that really do dual purpose, at least. Okay, this guy, I tended to like his ear down in this little place. Okay, then he's going to be right there. And then I'm going to bring in something new with mini blending brushes now. These are really, they can further, they work just like the regular blending brushes. They're made of the same materials, but they can get into tighter spots more, right? And actually, the application we're using it for tonight, you could use a regular size blending brush, but I wanted to use the new ones. And so they come in a pack of 3. I think it's 11 or 11.50. And let's see here. Where's my balmy blue? Right where you put it, Lisa. Card maker extraordinaire. Okay, so I'm just pouncing this into the ink a little bit. And then I'm taking these actual die cuts of the clouds. They're so adorable. And I'm going around the outside because, again, we're creating interest and texture and dimension every time we do all these little tricks. So this is not your fast card. But if you were going to mass produce this card, I think it would be very doable. And you could like sit one night, watch Married at First Sight, for instance, and then do all of the blending brushes or, you know, stuff like that. Or watch The Office for the 57th time. Telling you all my tricks. I live a wild life over here. Sometimes at nighttime, before I go to bed, I even watch The Golden Girls because it reminds me of my grandma, and it's something that's like I don't want to watch the news before I go to bed. Sometimes my eyes are too tired to read, and I just want to think of The Golden Girls. Look at those. They're the cutest clouds. I love them so much. Okay. So now we're going to kind of coordinate all this stuff. We know that our rainy days is going to go over there. We can go ahead and put this down right now. I'm not putting any more layers of dimensionals on the card. That's enough for me. If it's not enough for you, go for it. Or we're going to hand deliver this card. Oh, the other thing I should do right now. Now we're at the point where we should trim this because before we put the sentiment on, we don't want to see that. So see, I turned it over. Okay, and actually there is a little sliver of the full sheet of DSP on here. See, things get cut, even though you're cutting them. I mean, measurements are on a continuum. So even though it's not a completely accurate measurement, it's close. But when you trim it, then you get it exactly where you want it. Then it looks much more professional, doesn't it? It looks like your friend goes, oh, she knows what she's doing. She or he knows what they're doing. Yes. Okay. Now we can put this back where it was. I'm leaving just a slim piece of blue over there, just kind of like the border, right? This is great the way it is, but since we have the clouds anyway, let's use them. Okay, so I'm going to do it just like I did it before. I liked it. Rarely do I make two exactly the same, but so again, I'm using my little trick, right, of making partial die cuts because it makes you feel like the clouds are moving in and out of the scene, right, instead of everything's static. Okay, and then why don't I just take this little one? I wasn't so sure about it. I think I want it up there today. Ooh, big change. Big change. Oh, Alicia loves the Golden Girls too. Alicia, that's why, you're one of my number one peeps. Alicia is nursing a bad foot, you guys. So, everybody, you send her your good juju because we need her to get better. She's got things to do, y'all. She has a very good, I would deny this if he asks me, but she's a very good husband who takes good care of her, but still, she has her own things going on. So, okay, and finally, we are not finished. We're not finished. Finally, that was a weird pronouncement, wasn't it? Let's put this little umbrella in here. You know I don't like any naked insides. No naked insides. And this is like the perfect thing to kind of like bring it all together. Okay, and then I'm going to take my flamingo. Yes, like stamping, right? Her stamping room is upstairs. That's an issue. I told her she needs to have her boyfriend bring all of her stamping stuff down, but I don't think, let's be honest, it's probably a lot of stuff up there. Okay, I just took the dark and put it on the bottom. You do have to wait a few seconds for that Memento ink to dry, but not bad. As long as it takes you to pull the blends, right? So, all right. And then that is going to need to be glued inside. And then we're going to put some of the cutest little sequins you've ever seen on this card. You're so welcome, Jan. Thank you. Aw. Okay, and then isn't that perfect for you to write your little whatever on? Whatever you say is going to be great. They don't even care what you say after you give them a card like this. They're like, whatever. What did you say? I couldn't think because of the beautifulness of that card. These are the pastel adhesive back sequins. Pastel, if you live in Australia, because, they're fancy like that. And anyway, they come in balmy blue, I believe petal pink and gold, but you can play with that color scheme a little bit because they have an iridescence on them, which, lends, I don't know, what do I want to say, which makes them more versatile. Yes, it does. Okay, now I think I'm going to put this one up here. They come in 2 different sizes. Oh, I'm in love with this card as much as I was with the first card. It is a cute umbrella. I know there's a piece of DSP that is just umbrellas. And so you could use your little die cutter to cut them out too. Okay, so there is our first card. I think it's a little charming, don't you? Is this crooked? No, just hold it that way. It's not crooked then. And so anyway, now, I have 2 cute cards. Rainy days are better with you. I could think of a million different reasons to give that card. It's so cute. Okay, now I'm going to clear the decks here a little bit. I have a trash can down there. I didn't just throw it on the floor. It's not like wild animals around here after all. You have 4 of us that call us that too. Oh, your boyfriend. That's good. That's good. Oh, sorry. You're talking about the Golden Girls. Yeah, I don't know which one I am. I go from character to character, so I try not to be super mean like Dorothy, but I'm not saying I've never been, especially if somebody deserves it. Watch out. Watch out. Okay, just clearing the decks a tiny bit and grabbing my other supplies. This card is straight out of the catalog. Some concept artist really worked their magic on this, and I loved it. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, I can make that. And that's the cool thing about all of the samples in the catalogs is that you can make them. Okay, some are easier than others. You can put your own spin on a lot of them. This is actually a shaker card, an easy shaker card with those daisies in it. And then this is cut from the designer series paper. Okay, so we're going to proceed as I can see these things, as I see these things. What am I trying to say? This is the paper again that we can use to cut out images. And so I'm going to just find one of the foxes on the edge. You can cut all of these out like this and then use them for the die cutting. I probably will end up doing that because they're so adorable. I can't help it. And then the other piece that we have on here is that you can see that the fox he's not just standing on air, right? He's standing on this little group of flowers. I am not going to fussy cut them as much as the concept artist did. Okay, here's the paper with umbrellas. It's crazy how cute this is. Okay, let's find that one with those particular flowers on it. I kind of like it. If not, we'll use the white daisies. It doesn't matter. Those were hopefully the ones I was looking at. The other thing is, while I'm looking for this paper, you guys, is just be ready because we're going to be playing with this set again because February's Paper Pumpkin features products that coordinate with the suite. And I am going to I was asked and humbled to be asked to be part of a design group for Paper Pumpkin alternates. So for my Paper Pumpkin subscribers and my team, you will be receiving free printable every month that will have an alternate from me and an alternate from several other demonstrators. I really think it's going to be a fun opportunity to make your Paper Pumpkin just go that much further, okay? I'm not quite sure about these flowers they used, so it's fine. I think I have the right ones. Even if I don't, they're flowers, right? We're good. Okay. So now I'm just going to measure this against the card. And I am just going to take like a sliver. Again, I'll be using a little bit more. Ooh, how do I want to cut this? Let me see this. I mean, they cut it out right to the margin, right, of those little flowers. Oh, I think they stamped them. Well, we're not stamping them. We're not stamping them. Sorry. We are just going to cut around these Mango Melody ones, and that's going to be our grounding. But that is an option. Where are those flowers? So they stamped these, okay, colored them, then cut around them. We're not doing that. I think this die probably cuts them out, but they didn't do that. So anyway, here we go. We are going to, let's see, I kind of think I want like down this much. And then I've cut a piece of paper for the back of the shaker card that really is going to be that beautiful sky. Look at that. So cute. So we really don't even need that much. So just save my scraps for another shaker card. Now this is kind of a faux shaker card. Remember last week we did the faux step card? Well, we're doing a very easy version of the shaker card, which is really fun. All right, one thing that's going to go in the shaker component is this background. Isn't that great? I love it so much. Okay, that's going to go in our little envelope here. Let me think about this before oh, now this is a clear envelope. It's the size of a medium envelope that you mail things in, and we have them clear. You can actually mail stuff in them. Jen Houston used to send me cards from Canada in these. They do take the extra handling cards, or the extra handling fee is like 30 cents in the US. Oh, you saw, oh, okay. Corinne's talking about some other way she used the DSP. Yet another way, right? So I'm going to tuck this piece of paper down into the center, or down into the corner. And then I'm going to make it so that the envelope fits the piece of paper I'm using. And again, I'm happy to give you measurements on this. I used 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Okay. Now I have this little partial pocket. Now is when I'm going to put some of my loose daisy embellishments in here. There's no measurement for this. It's kind of like your grandma's secret recipe. It's a pinch. And then maybe a little bit more. I tend to put in more than I think I want to, because I don't want a shaker card to look thin of sentiments. Also keep this in mind. We are going to have this down here on the card. So you're not going to want to put a ton of it on there, or you're going to lose a bunch of your daisies. Does that make sense? So, don't make it really thick. Okay, I want to put some more in there. You can also, to make sure that you can see your daisies, you can glue some onto the paper. I didn't want to take the time to do that tonight. But they have like a silicone smell. You can smell it. It's weird, but it's okay. Okay, now I'm going to take the rest of this envelope, and I'm using our tear and tape. Okay, it's excellent for this. And just going to tear it. Right, and then bring this over, and you want this pretty snug. Not so snug that the embellishments can't move in there, because it is a shaker. Oh, but you want it snug enough that they aren't going to fly out, and you don't want wrinkles on the front of your card. Okay, so the other main use of these envelopes, at least in my Stampin' Up! World, is that we use them when we have swaps, right? So they really come in handy for that. Now I'm cutting the back of that a little bit because I could see a little bit of it. I want people to be like, what? Now, what does she do? Okay, so here we have lots of daisies all over. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue this on. I think this or some more tear and tape is your best option. Seal Plus, it does not stick it doesn't stick very well to these envelopes. It's kind of weird that way. Okay, I'm going to bring this down again. Like, it doesn't have to be on the full border. No one knows, because we're going to cut. Again, we're going to cut this. We're just going to cut the sides, right? Be careful not to cut your envelope. Those daisies are pretty small. Okay, just like that. All right. Now this, out of our way. I need my apparatus again, because I am using a full sheet. I like how they brought in this pattern of paper with the flirty flamingo, and it coordinated with this fox, it coordinates with the fox's umbrella, right? Hey, Kathy Sock. That's okay if you're late, because, I saved the replay for you. The only thing, make sure that your card's facing the right way, right? If your paper's directional. And this one is a little directional. Oh, I hate that I can't use that. But you know what? That's why we buy 2 packs of the paper. Okay, and then this is going to slip right into the corner again. Get it nice and tight. And we should be off to the races. Okay, that has a little bit of glue on the top. I will show you how to get rid of that. Okay. Now I have another little tricky in here. And this is, where is it? My sandable eraser has gone running. Oh, here it is. Okay. That didn't want to shut. Okay, so this gray part of this eraser is sandable. And so it will remove, it's just a little bit of adhesive. Actually, I have another tricky dicky around here. Where is it? This is a better tricky. This is an adhesive remover. Darcy, hello. And yes, I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun too. Okay, so that's a little bit, you just kind of rub it off. You actually can get these on Amazon in a huge package, or you also can get them when you buy my adhesive essentials kit. Okay, so while we are in the middle of all this fun, I am going to show you a couple of slides about some fun things coming up. This, of course, is the mini catalog. This is the celebration flyer. We are earning freebies from this celebration flyer right now. So should you want to purchase the Rain or Shine Suite for $85 and add on another $15 of adhesives, cardstock, etc., you will get 2 level 1 choices or 1 level 2 choice. Okay. And so the other thing is, when you shop with me during celebration, just know that I'm keeping track of your orders. And once you have purchased $150 of product, this does not, the starter kit doesn't qualify you for this, okay? This is just purchases of product. Yes, the starter kit is its own party, believe me. So if you purchase $150 of product from me, you will get to join my celebration. It is set for March 11th. It will be an online party/class. Okay. So if you do decide to do that, when you are looking through the celebration choices, don't choose the adorable owls, because you will get that stamp set from me for free at the end as part of this event. Okay. So please just watch for that. Like I said, there's nothing extra for you to do. Please use the host codes if you would like. If your orders are under $150, that helps me, again, bring good stuff to you. But there's nothing else for you to do, because I will know, I'll be watching your orders and just be excited to invite you to the celebration. That's just for Zoo, just for the Stamping Zoo. Okay. And let's see, I already told you about this, right? Great starter specials. Oh my gosh. If you missed my little chat about how to sign up and be a Stamping Zoo demonstrator, then please go to the beginning of the video. And there is the beautiful little mini. And that is full. This class is full, but it's going to be so fun. And then this class is not full yet. So the deadline for this class is February 1st. You can register over at thestampingzoo.com or through your emails. Okay. And it's going to be a day of fun, or however you want to stretch it out, because it is a virtual retreat. All right. We are making, oh, and I say we, Suzanne Netz, a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I are teaming up for this event. We will be featuring products from the Regency Park suite, and there's an add-on class. So you will make up to 14 projects, get tons of product in your swag bag for this class. Lots of fun. We're going to have challenges, drawings, and prize giveaways. And it's just a day, or I keep calling it a day. If you want to make it all one day, you can. It's just a day for you to relax, be in your own crafty space, but still be crafting with friends. And I really encourage you to do this. I just think it's going to be a blast. And I know already what the projects look like. So trust me, you're going to love them. Again, registration the deadline is February 1st. So please keep this in mind if you are enjoying what you're seeing. I'd love to have you in the class. Okay. All right. So let me take this off. And again, that is the Spring fling. I know it's in February, but it's like we're hoping that spring is soon. Okay, let's move on with our little, see, we're creating a scene very easily with this paper, right? And so this is going to sit off to the side. And I think we can go ahead and put this down. Now, if you're a beginning crafter, you might not understand how this card goes together. I understand how this card goes together because I've been paper crafting for over 30 years. But I'm not bragging. I'm just saying it's not rocket science. You too will figure out before too long how things are put together. That's one thing that I like so much about my classes and this live is that as you watch me, hopefully I'm making it really approachable for you. There's not a bunch of mystique in this, okay? It's just crafting. It's just working with some really fun tools. Stampin' Up! Has made it really easy to gather up a small grouping of starter tools and start creating. In fact, if you've never stamped before, I think the first thing you should buy is a kit. The kits are all inclusive. Okay, that means that if they're stamping, they include a stamp set. I'm going to use this paper. It's kind of in lines, right? So I'm going to use it to kind of make sure that my shaker is straight-ish. No, it looks not straightish. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Kind of looking at the bottom here. I think that'll be more helpful. Okay. All right. So back to kits. Kits are all inclusive. They don't have scissors in them. That's it. Okay. So if they have stamping, they have stamp sets, they have an ink spot, they have all of the embellishments, the card bases, envelopes. I mean, they have everything except for scissors and stamps, I should say, but you don't always need a stamp. Anyway, I like to say that occasionally because I think people don't believe that I mean everything's in the kits, but it is. So you don't have to have any other supplies besides the cute little kit. In fact, this is not planned, but let me just show you this. This is what the kits look like usually, okay? Kits are for cards or anything. I'm going to be bringing you a class pretty soon that focuses on the magnetic board that's a kit. This is a kit right here, Saying Thanks Kit. It shows you really clearly and beautifully that you can make 9 cards, 3 different designs with this kit. No stamping in this kit. This kit, $13. And then look at how beautiful. I haven't even opened it yet, but actually we can just open it. I'm going to make these cards. So my Spring Fling Lori is a little bit versatile on the date. So the registration deadline is February 1st, and the packets get mailed on the 15th. But by the time they are mailed, all the video tutorials, written tutorial, everything will be available to you. So as soon as you get your kit, you'll be able to just jump in. And then we will have some prize giveaways that will have deadlines to them. But you'll have plenty of time to complete your projects and compete in those should you want to. Okay. So here's the beautiful, and let me just say, if you have any other questions after that, feel free to private message me. Totally willing to ask or to answer anything you have. So look at these instructions. Basically, it's like glue it down. Okay. This doesn't have a stamp set, so it has pre-made. First of all, it has a beautiful set of cool embellishments. And then here's your adhesives. Okay. Envelopes couldn't be any cuter. 9 of those. Card bases. Look at these things. They are beautiful. Oh my gosh. And I don't have to do any of the work. I mean, get out. These are beautiful watercolored images. And then here's the magic to this kit. Look at that. These are they just pop out. I'm going to use that merci for sure. Danke, I say that all the time. So they are in English, French, and German. Okay. You get all the sentiments you need, and there's 9 in English, 9 in French, 9 in German, okay? Oh, Kathleen says she made this kit this morning and it took about a half hour. Exactly, right? I was like, I think I'm gonna use it because I am very thankful for lots of things. Here's one of the card fronts. It has all the little hearts. And then look at this. So it's perfect, you guys. This is such a cute kit. Probably going to sell out and then wait. And you'll have to wait a while, but it's available now. So while you are purchasing things and earning your celebration rewards, why not add on something like a cute little kit? This is the Saying Thanks Kit, item 162361. I'm making it so easy for you, right? So just know that that's what the kits look like. And then if it is a stamping kit, right, it'll have a stamp set in there. It will have a little block. I mean, it has everything but the cup of coffee. Okay, back to our card now. We just need to cut out our fox. I know, right? So easy. I think I actually might, let me see. No, I don't think he needs a reinforcement piece. I think we'll just die cut him and use the designer series paper. Okay, so again, I am going to bring in some of the tape. This is quite a detailed one, isn't it? This fox is very refined. I think, Jean, I think you should definitely get that kit for your granddaughter. I mean, it's a beautiful, for one thing, I'm really big about teaching kids about gratitude. And so what a better way to do that than to have them make some beautiful cards. They're easy. You know, she's like, everybody's going to be successful with that kit. And then she can send the cards out, right? And so it's a lesson and it's fun. We learn by doing. Okay, Mr. Foxy. See what you got for us here. Now, I will tell you, for those of you who watch me week in and week out, first of all, thank you, obviously. And second of all, I want you to know there's good news. Tango is doing really well. I know I had told you a little while ago. Oh my gosh, look at that die cut. So of course there's a stamp, right? And so that it die cuts the same way. You can color him or not. But here it is, super easy. And so he is going to go right there. Now I'm going to get this off of the paper before I forget. Yes, Tango's doing, yes, Alicia, Tango's doing really well. Of course, his big test will be when all of you come to the card making class, the catalog launch. We'll see how he does. It might be a little bit much for him, but he's not just sitting and shaking when I come into the house. So that's very good. I don't want my child to be unhappy. I didn't necessarily mean to put that up, Jean, but that's funny. You need a cup of coffee tonight? Jean, didn't we learn last week that you were like a motorcycle mama? Jean's a motorcycle mama. She likes to drink coffee at midnight. She's wild. Okay, I think I'm going to do, let's see, the same thing. I want a little tear and tape. I just feel like it works well. And we are going to tear and tape up the left side of this guy. Why don't I just put a little strip like that? I really think it'll be enough. Where did my take your pick tool go? It ran off. Okay. So then this guy is going to go right on the side, again, like he's walking into the scene. So I want to get his tail onto the card, right? And then he is walking onto the scene. It's literally raining daisies. And I think we better put, now they did this one again, rainy days are better with you. Why not? We'll do it too. And they used some really cool twine, which I don't have yet. I don't believe. I think I had it and I gave it away or something. That was weird. That's okay because, let's see, what else do I have? I'm sure I have some cool twine we can use because I only have like 27 different kinds. Why don't we use a little bit of the parakeet party? It's so cute. Oh, sorry, Jean. Jean says she needs a cup of coffee. It was something I said before. The kit comes with everything except the cup of coffee. Right. You know, I'm just blabbering on and on. You think I remember what I say, for goodness sake. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this. We're going to make some long tails on this card like they did. Come on now. Hey, got stuck on my llama scissor charm. Okay, I think I want it a little bit longer. So I'm taking a double strand of this parakeet party and white baker's twine. And then I will cut. We're going to make kind of a bigger loopy bow than you imagine. Oh, geez, it didn't end up that as long as I thought they would. Oh, well, that's okay. Because we're going to hide this back behind our sentiment, okay? And it's really just going to be like loops all over the place. Okay, and so they used the Stylish Shapes banner, and they brought in the Rainy Days Are Better With You, which is probably still on a block somewhere. Yes, it is. I love the Oh Happy Day. I actually think I like the Oh Happy Day better, but I have time, right? I have time to use this. And we will use another white. Where'd my white cardstock go? And you know, at the end of this whole party that we're having, it's quite a mess in here sometimes. All right, now they seemed to use, I bet they used Cajun Craze. I'm not all about that. They used Cajun Craze because that's what they used to color the fox. I'm not in love with that. Why don't we use Mango Melody? And check it out. My Mango Melody was a little funky the last time I used it. And I re-inked it. Let's take a look. See how it looks. See, it's like the pad's kind of hardening. I think I need a new one. Oh, that's not good. We might end up using Cajun Craze. That doesn't look very good. New, I need a new one of these. Okay. What? Oh, we could use the green. We could use the green. So what color is the green? I will refer to my little sampler and find out that it's Old Olive. Okay. I like that idea. All right. So back to the weekend. My weekend is going to be full of doing stuff like this, and I'm so excited. And still feeling well, knock on wood. That's always helpful. By that, I mean, like, I don't have COVID. Yay! No COVID. So I hope all of you are staying well also. I know after the holidays, it can be a little crazy trying to stay healthy because we're around a lot of different people. We eat different foods. We don't sleep as much. That's cute. I think I pressed too hard on the A. Let me try that again. Give me a better impression. There we go. Sometimes I tell people in class, you can do better. And so they don't always like that. But if I know they can do better, then I have them do better. I mean, what else am I here for? To take up space? No. I take up space, yes, but I also teach. I made that almost an hour ago and it is still as hot as sin. Oh, Kathleen. Oh my gosh. You're going to love it so much if you haven't already seen it. Okay, Darcy, I will miss you. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you again soon. Okay, now, oh, Hamilton, I'm almost breaking out into song. I am not throwing away my shot. I mean, that show, wow. What can you say about it except wow? Okay, these again are the stylish shapes. You get a little bit of everything. It's a great starter die kit. Maybe you want to add it to your starter kit because after all, you can add anything to your starter kit that we sell. And boom, super cute. Oh, let's see. I need that or I'll lose it. So yes, I'm just having fun in here creating. Like I've signed up people. Now I get to do the creating. It's very fun. So please let me know if you are interested in joining us for the spring fling. You know it's going to be fun. Just face it. It's going to be fun and I want you to have fun. Since I'm on this tear and tape kick today, and I just put this, like, I am putting this bow back behind our sentiment. Just, again, they did it, and it's a little bit of interest. Like, the bow's usually on the front, right? And so it makes you stop and go, wait, what? So I'm going to make sure that little baby stays down there. Actually, nobody's going to see that. I'll just fold that back. And then around that knot, I'm going to place a couple more dimensionals. Love those little envelopes. So handy. Where my dimensionals run off to? Here we go. All right. So a few dimensionals. Again, don't put one on the knot or you'll have a speed bump. We don't like speed bumps, do we? Do we, Jean? We don't like speed bumps when we're out on the hog. I don't know. I was trying to think of on the bike. When we're on the bike, we don't like the speed bumps. We just like to race off, huh, Jean? Can you tell I'm not a motorcycle person? Yeah, I think you can tell. It's obvious. Okay, I'm going to put this up here so I can still see the clouds and stuff. Oh my goodness. Is this so cute or what? Okay, they use the butterflies too. Actually, I'm going to leave it. I think it's cute the way it is. Okay, you guys, let's bring in these cards. Both of these cards were kind of wowy cards, right? Lots of pieces, but they're not little pieces. I found it very easy set to work with. Okay, so here's our first card using lots of the paper and die cuts and coloring. So if you like coloring, but not fussy coloring, you will like that. If you like this, who's not going to like that? Oh, look at it. And they kind of stick in there, right? Maybe because they're like I told you, they feel like a silicone. They're a little softer. And so look, you can take your catalog and you can make a card just like in the catalog. That is really fun. Deborah says she loves both. Thank you so much. So if you like these cards as well, you can jump on over to thestampingzoo.com, right where I told you, hit the shop now button, and you can order this suite for $85.25. Please don't forget that you will earn Stampin' Up! Celebration rewards. I say a lot of these things a lot of times, right? You can earn celebration rewards with every $50 purchase, and they are buildable. So you don't just get one choice, you get a choice for every $50. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So Kathleen, a very smart woman, is advising Lori to call me. It's either $99 or $129. If you don't have an embossing machine yet at all, I would definitely get the $129 for a free $175 of product plus the mini cut and emboss machine, because then that gives you a start. Like you might still need the main, the standard size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but this will do 90% of the elements that we have. It's a great way to start. Plus you can get it in a new in color, boho blue, and you can get it for half off. Okay. Anyway, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to call me again, 208-830-7800. 6328. I know that's weird putting my name out on the internet, but I don't think anybody weird's going to call me about stamping, right? Okay, so everyone, thank you so much for your likes and shares and comments tonight. You still have time to share. I know it's 8:30, but I'm going to come on in just a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes tops, and do a drawing with you for all of you that shared last week's video. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. I don't know what that was, but I appreciate you.